Bernard was mad. Well, that's what everyone said. Bernard didn't think so. He was just curious and had a lot of energy. He was a 9-month-old Labrador. What did people expect? If you got a can of Coke and shook it hard for 10 minutes solid, it would fizz less than Bernard, Jack observed one Monday at breakfast time as he chomped through a bowl of Rice Krispies. Aren't you the deep thinker this morning? Said Kathy, Jack's mum, looking at him with an arched eyebrow. Jack couldn't think deep if he was at the bottom of a well, piped up Rachel, Jack's younger sister, with a grin. I couldn't think deep because I'd be dead, wouldn't I? Jack retorted. Not if the well was empty and you'd been lowered down, said Rachel, flicking a bit of toast in his direction. The toast missed, and Bernard, who had been bounding around the table, his big black tail whirring like a propeller, pounced on it. Nice one, barked Bernard, swallowing it down and eyeing Rachel in the hope there'd be more to follow. Enough of that, or you'll knock something over. If you don't want the rest of your toast, throw it out the window for the birds, not at each other, shouted their mum. Kathy, Jack, Rachel, Bernard, and a big old tabby cat called Archie had recently moved to the south of England from Wales. The family had settled in well, although Bernard was currently sporting a big scratch on his face thanks to Archie. The elderly cat had got fed up with having a big black nose thrust into his tummy every time he nodded off. As a result, Archie had taken to training Bernard in proper cat etiquette, and he was a strict disciplinarian. So Bernard was slowly learning to give Archie a bit of space around the new house. He only forgot once or twice a week. As the children got up from the table to get ready for school, Rachel took her plate over to the French window that backed onto the garden. Lifting the handle to release the catch, she pushed it open, barging it with her shoulder as it always seemed to get stuck, and tossed the rest of her toast onto the grass. Why do you do that every morning? Why even have toast if you're going to give it to the birds? Jack sniped. Because unlike you, the birds appreciate me, Rachel said quickly. Hurry up, or you'll be late for the bus, said Kathy as she bustled behind them, tidying the rest of the breakfast things away. Jack looked at his watch. We got 4 minutes, he said to his sister. Eek, shrieked Rachel, pulling the French window closed and grabbing her school bag. Have a good day, Kathy called after them. Yes, Mum, they chorused. Bernard was oblivious to all the activity. He was busying himself chasing a moth he'd found tucked into the skirting. I got to nip to the shops, Bernard. We'll go out for a walk as soon as I'm back. Don't get up to any mischief, said Kathy, heading out of the door with a glance at Bernard's back end, now poking out from behind the kitchen bin. When Kathy had left, Bernard pulled his nose out and looked around the kitchen. The moth had escaped. Moths are too good at hide-and-seek, he thought, scanning around for something else to do. All he had wanted to do was play with it. Play was everything. Bernard padded over to the French window and peered out at the garden behind the glass. Where's everyone gone? Thought Bernard, confused. He hated having no one to play with. A glint of something flitting about in the back garden caught his attention. A bird. A sparrow on top of the feeder having a good old peck. Bernard pushed his nose up against the window, making a big smear. The bird startled at the noise and flew up. Bernard jumped onto his back legs to get a better look, his paws against the glass, and the French window pushed open. Rachel hadn't closed it properly. And that was how Bernard escaped.